Not many people realize just how easy it is to accidentally say a statement of disbelief, of kufr, whilst you're reciting the Qur'an. Now, behind me, I have a verse from the Qur'an, from Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنْ. Remember when Ibrahim was tested by his Lord with commandments which he ended up fulfilling. Now, in the Arabic language, as you know, there's something called diacritics, where you have a, I, U. Every letter has a I, U version. A lot of people underestimate just how much meaning is packed within these simple diacritics, and getting them right is super important. So as you can see, all the diacritics are in black here, except these two in red. Now, this word here is Ibrahim, okay? And this word here is Rabbuhu, which means his Lord, okay? If you were to swap these two diacritics, so then instead of saying a for Ibrahim, you say u, and instead of u for Rabbuhu, you say a, Rabbahu, and you say, astaghfirullah, وَإِذِ بَتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبَّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنْ. You've accidentally said a statement of kufr, because what you've done essentially is you've swapped Ibrahim and his Lord in terms of meaning. Meaning, you've essentially said, remember when Ibrahim tested his Lord. So you swapped the meaning. Instead of Allah testing Ibrahim, you said Ibrahim has tested Allah. And that's because in the Arabic language, when you have a name which has the dhamma here, this diacritic, it means that it's the doer of the action. And when you have a fatha, it means that it's someone that the action has been done to. Everything's the same, but all you've changed is just the diacritics. And that's why when you study grammar, you're actually preserving the meanings of the Qur'an as well as the Qur'an itself. There's actually a Mauritanian text known as Maharimul Lisan, which says that if you have not studied how to recite a page of the Qur'an with a teacher, with a sheikh who can correct your mistakes, then it is haram. It is a prohibition for you to recite that page by yourself. Why? Because you can end up making serious mistakes by just swapping a diacritic without you even realizing. Does that make sense? And so that's why the correct way to say it is وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ, not Ibrahimu Rabbahu, you see, بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنْ. And so this is just one of the examples as to why it's so important to study the Arabic language, especially Arabic grammar, because you're preserving the meanings of the Quran, you're preserving pretty much the Arabic language, and also you're preventing mistakes from happening from generation to generation. And if you're interested in Arabic grammar, then I definitely encourage you to sign up to Muslim Lighthouse, because in just a few days, I'm going to be starting an Arabic grammar course where I'll be teaching a book known as Al-Ajurrūmiyyah, which is a scholarly text, foundational, but takes you to a very comfortable level where you're able to spot these mistakes without having to think about it twice. You'll just realize from your mind, oh, this is a mistake, just because you studied Arabic grammar. And that's what you're going to get from studying it, inshallah. So I'll see you there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.